Spiritism is this doctrine, this science that deals and explains the origin, the nature, and the destiny of spirits, and the relationship that these spirits have with the corporeal world. This is what we can answer as we learn with Spiritism. Now, if Leo would like to say, it's a beautiful doctrine that it helps us to be or to become a visionary, someone who is always looking to perfect ourselves, a doctrine that allows us to perfect ourselves, that helps us to project us in a good way in the future, understanding what we are, understanding where we are in a much more effective and kind way. This is what Leo would say that Spiritism is, but always respecting as well as we learn with Spiritism. As we learn with Spiritism, analyzing our nature, us spirits, we see that we are divine beings. We learn that God, the supreme intelligence of the universe, created us to be destined to be happy, to evolve always. And we also see our destiny, where we are projecting ourselves. If we're doing something wrong, we're compelled, we're called to do something greater, something better, live a better life, to protect ourselves in a better future. If we're doing the right things in life, we are compelled as well to continue to help, even help more ourselves to foresee a better future. There's a very interesting passage in the gospel. It can be found in John 14:12. And when Jesus told us that whoever believes in me will also do the works that he did, right? And again, John chapter 14, verse 12. And every time we come in contact with this maxim, because it is true, all of us like to believe, like to understand and accept the gospel in many different ways and bring them to their hearts and apply. We also question, wait a minute, how can I do the things that Jesus have done and even more, right? And I'm paraphrasing now, but it is through Spiritism that we find the answers to this. It is through the succession of lives that we have, through reincarnation, that as we learn, as we progress, we'll be able to do the things that he did. Because if we were to analyze this in a scale of one life, it would be absurd to believe that we would be able to do the things that he did. We can also go back and say, well, wait a minute, but the other ones, the followers of Jesus, were able to do also miracles, as we like to say nowadays. But there is a catch to that. They believed, they had love with themselves, and they were able to do things that we still question and we still consider as miracle. But as we go through the learning process, the scientific learning, the intellectual learning, as well as we apply ourselves morally, giving love, to have love, we'll be able to do things, the miracles of life, as we like to say, in many degrees. For example, the miracle of a mother holding a baby. When the baby is crying, when the baby is not feeling well, and just the touch of holding that child gives the soothing balm for that child to recuperate or to feel better of a cold, of a fever or something. That is miracle. If you don't know the need or the scientific explanation or how to explain that simple touch, that becomes a miracle. So the love is what is behind this whole thing. This interaction that we have with one another. And Spiritism comes to take the veils out of these questions, these conditions that we have created over time, saying that it's something supernatural. It's something actually quite natural because it's everywhere. Jesus is considered in Spiritism, as the higher minds have told us, as the guide and model that God has given humanity. It's, as I like to say in a personal note, a high bar because we also have the beautiful examples of life. Mother Teresa, different prophets that we have seen, that we see, that we come in contact with in the Gospels as well. And peoples of life, the walks of life, right? People who like to dedicate themselves to a greater cause than themselves, denying themselves in every which way that we can think. But he is the guiding model, the top model that we can project ourselves. And as he said, and this is the beautiful thing as well, that we can do the things that he did and much more. There is a passage that we would like to quote of Chico Xavier. And it's not that humanity nowadays, and I'm paraphrasing now, that humanity is being asked to climb Mount Everest. All that we're being asked is to do unto others what we wish to be done unto us. And it's as simple as that, is to do the best that we can for others. There is a problem with this, though, that most of the time we think that what we're doing towards others is the best thing, that what would apply to ourselves is the bad thing. Let us take, for example, someone who uses drugs. Let's take, for example, someone who eats in disorganized way, or let's say someone who is a workaholic. Perhaps the person is still learning, but not able to apply or to take care of those necessities in the correct way. And those individuals, because they believe that these are common things of life, that is the right thing, that's the right way to live, they apply themselves the same way, or they apply the same ideals towards others. Not necessarily that that's a good thing. We're evolving. This is now a question of understanding ourselves and understanding others as well. So we have to be careful when we think that, wishing upon others or unto others what we wish upon ourselves. Because sometimes what we think is right for ourselves may not be right for others. And this is the level of questioning, of understanding as well, that Spiritism allows us to embark or to dive in when we come in contact with the doctrine, which is a doctrine that doesn't allow us, or saying in a better way, it invites us to question the things that we have lived, things that we're living, the moments that we're living nowadays too. And always think, do unto others what's the right thing to do for yourself too.